how to change colours on the Unlimited Creative Agency business for sale on Webflow by Startup Streams. Here I'll cover how to change and add a new colour to the website's colour palette, how to change the colours in a specific class, and how to change the colours in a specific element. So let's jump straight into the designer now and click on the variables icon on the left hand sidebar. This is where the global colour palette for your store is kept. The easiest way to change the colours on your store is to edit the colours already available, as these are already being used on the website. So if I change the frost white to red, for example, anywhere which was displaying white before is now filled with red. You can do this with all of the other colours too. And once you've made a change, it is always best practice to name your new colour to help identify it when selecting colours later across your website. If you wish to add a new colour, simply click New Variable and edit as you wish in the same way. But how do you go about changing colours in a specific class? Now we'll click on Pages, then Home, and select the main header text here just by clicking on it. I'll then find Typography in the Style panel here on the right and click on the colour icon, then change to my new colour. But did you notice that it changed the colour of the header below too? That's because these headers are in what's called the same class, as indicated here on the Style selector. This means anything across the whole website indicating these exact classes here would have changed green. But what if I wanted to change just the top header and not the bottom one? Well, I would have to make a new class unique only for this top header. To do that, I will click on the Style selector and enter anything I want to allot a new class. This can literally be anything you want, but it's best to keep it logical so you know what it's for when you come back to it to make changes in the future. So let's refer to this new class as isGreen. And now, when I return to edit the colour, only the top header has turned green. But to further explain how classes work, I will now add our new class to the header below, and you'll see that this has now also adopted the same characteristics as the header above. If you ever struggle with changing specific colours, it's usually to do with selecting the right parent element, which we can see here on the left sidebar. As an example, just to change the colour of the top section, you need to make sure you have selected the section, as this will colour differently from the child elements. I can see this already has frost white applied, so I know that this is the correct place to edit the colour. I can then click green to change the colour and play to preview. However, for this instance, you'll see that the colour has not changed. This is because the colour details are stored as an interaction. So what I will do is make sure I have the section selected, move over to Interactions, click Element Trigger, while scrolling View, and I'll see all of the animations for the website shown here. I can see that the home header interactions is indicated by this filled button, as this applies to the element I've selected in a designer. I'll then click the gear settings icon to edit and find BG color, meaning background color. And find a new color or enter a hex code here. Click Save. I can now see on the preview and on the live store that my new color is shown on the interaction. But before we finish, there are two assets on the homepage which you may want to recolor, which you won't be able to in the same way. One is this background animation, which is coloured yellow, as this is a Lottie animation, so it is inherently animated in yellow from a third-party platform, not native to Webflow. If you want to remove it entirely, click on the Lottie animation layer and click Hidden on the right-hand sidebar under Visibility and User Access to hide it. Lastly, the 5-star ratings. These star ratings are images, so to change the colours or icons entirely, you can simply click the gear icon and select a new image to replace it with. I'll see you in the next video.